Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's weekly market update for the week of November 7th, 2016. Now, we've got the numbers in for October, and are we in for a soft landing? That and more coming up right next. So here we are, we're in November, can you believe it? The year is almost up, and we've got the numbers in for October. So let's have a look at what happened this fall. And jumping right into it, we had 495 listings come on the market in the month of October on the west side of Vancouver for condominiums, with 299 of those selling. So the turnover rate is still quite strong in terms of what's coming on, what's coming off. The total number of listings is at 884 listings, which is quite consistent with the last couple of months on market. Now, if we're looking at price, that's the one thing everyone always wants to know about, is what's happening with the price points. Over the course of a year, our average price point in October was $680,000. The year prior was $570,000, so that's quite a significant 19.2% growth in prices. Very big number. However, if we're looking at sort of what's happened in between those two figures, we had rapid growth right up until around July of this year. At the peak, we were at $696,000 average price point. And then since then, we have dropped, if you will, down to $680,000, which represents a 2.4% drop. Now, why is that number dropping? Yes, there is less activity. Does that necessarily mean that the price of a property has gone down? Not so much, it's just we have less of a data sample to take our prices from. There's also been some numerous changes which have led to these prices, to the activity in our market slowing down, which can lead to a price reduction. Now, one thing to note with our price drop is that although it seems like it's the first drop we've had in the last little while, our price velocity drop is slowing down. So what you can see is that between September at $682,000, October $680,000, the drop has been very minimal at 0.3%. So the velocity of our price drops has slowed down, and that might mean that we're in for a soft landing, that we've done the biggest loss that we will have, and now we're just kind of hovering around a certain benchmark. And only time will tell what will happen. My personal prediction is that we're going to see levels of activity around the same levels we are right now, right up until February, and then right around February we'll have our Vancouver traditional spring cycle kick right back in. That's a personal prediction. Now, if we look at where most of the activity is happening, it is happening, broken down by price point, in the $400,000 to $899,000 price range. So for condos, that's a very average price range. That's where most of the activity will be happening. Anything above that in the luxury market, we are seeing quite a more significant hit, and that's mostly due to recent policy changes, including the number of buyers and the type of buyers that can purchase luxury properties. One more way of looking at whether we're in a soft landing or a hard landing is by looking at our average days on market. So our average days on market are right now at 26 days on the market. Back in February, we're at 24 days on the market, so we're more or less in the same activity. In between that, we had a lot more sales happening, a lot less time. So we're right now in similar conditions as we had at the beginning of the year. Quite busy, but not insane, if you will. So there is more opportunity, certainly for buyers. And for sellers, it just means you have to be much more on point with your entire selling strategy that encompasses pricing, marketing, and more. That's something that you should certainly discuss with your realtor. One last thing we'll look at today is our absorption rate. So one key thing to note is that we've been hovering around 61% for the last 4 months, between 54 and 63. That averages out to 61% absorption. That's how much of what's coming on the market is selling. So it is quite stable and has been for the last couple of months. Before that, we had a lot more volatility. So again, it looks like the market has certainly calmed down from the activity we had a couple months ago, but there's not as much panic in the marketplace anymore, and buyers are certainly seeing some more opportunities, as are sellers in particular segments. So if you have any questions about how this information affects your personal situation, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to discuss at any time. You can do so by calling or texting the number right below. And of course, if you like these videos, make sure you like this Facebook page. We do post every week. So until then, have a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.